What I love about painting is pushing the paint around, actually putting the colors together and the way they mix, and there's like that buttery feeling, the way it spreads the bristles out. I love to put it on the canvas and push it around. That's what I love about painting. My earliest memories of being drawn to painting, probably before I had a memory, I had photos of me as a little girl. My dad put together an easel, made this great wooden easel, and there's pictures of me just moving the paint around on the easel and the paintings. And I was probably 3 years old at the time, and so I think it's always been something that I've gotten joy from. And so in those moments when you're sad, you look for things that bring joy to you. So I paint. So the process of developing my paintings, they begin in my mind, looking for images that are interesting and intriguing and have neat shapes and shadows. But then when I actually decide which ones I'm going to create, the preparation of the canvas is important to me, and I do that all myself versus buying the things already produced. So there's 3 layers of gesso before any paint even is part of that. And then I do a warm wash of a burnt sienna wash, and then I sketch in the design. And then once I start with my oil paint, I use oil for a number of reasons. An acrylic paint has a different texture. It's plasticky, it doesn't smell as good, I don't think, as oil paint. I think oil paint is just really traditional. So I use a traditional method of stretching my canvases, and I want to put a really traditional paint on there, though I'm painting in maybe a not traditional way. So I put thin layers of paint on first, and then as it goes, it gets thicker and thicker, and kind of create a layers there. I think that the fun of creating artwork is that figuring out part of it, almost like a puzzle. And once the puzzle is solved, I have absolutely no interest in resolving the same puzzle again in the same way. I probably could paint the same scene, but from many different angles and different lights and different times of day and things like that. I've seen a lot of Bob's work, and I really enjoy his compositions. And so when I was approached with this project, a painter paints a photographer's photograph. I chose to invite Bob to be my partner in this, and I always love it when artists take what I'm saying and interpret it in their own way, and I love to see what that is. I think that's part of the creative process, is listening and interpreting, and then changing things up. So when I was looking through Bob's photos, I wanted something that he had taken recently, so it would be a new piece for him to play around with too. But I was really drawn to some of the way the light in the photo looked, the shapes, and I saw these geometrical kind of lines and repetitive forms. The reason painting appeals to me is the way I communicate. I'm not the best writer. I'm a terrible speller. I can verbally communicate to people, but it's really interesting to me to see how people interpret what I'm visually communicating. How somebody reads what I'm doing is interesting to the point of it tells me about them, so it's a way for me to get to know people and a way for people to get to know me. So that at its root, that connection that human beings make over time and space and different moments, I feel is a human need that I need to share, in my work.